Yeah, I'm not liking the mage. To be honest, the mage is pretty bad. All right, everyone, welcome back. Um, the last episode was a bit long because I was so focused on getting through that action scene, I didn't realize just how much over it was going. But we're continuing on from there. Um, Before I get into it, I wanted to explain a few reasons why I made those choices. For one, I didn't trust Agatha for one reason. She admitted that she was watching me from the beginning, and as proof was in the crows. So um, that means you watched me get possessed by this oracle, and then you watched me kill an innocent man, so that this oracle could find the Indigo child, and then you tried to recruit me to find the child first. So you know that the orange society or whatever they called, they're ruthless because they're willing to let some, you know, that one, two, 3,000 plus year old entity possess humans and kill other innocent humans in order to find the Indigo child. They're willing to allow this to happen. But you know that Agatha is also just as ruthless because she's willing to watch it happen in order to find the Indigo child. So essentially, we're doing her dirty work. And so I was just like, that's why I refused, because I was like, there's no point in, letting you have the child because apparently you're just as evil as the Orange Clan. But all these clans and stuff have just brought uh, a new perspective on the game. But as you can see, we've gone down into the sewers with this homeless dude, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, as Kane mentioned earlier, these homeless folk just seem to be watching him from all over the place. So let's see what's going on. I'm also interested in to know why. I guess Carla just blindly trusts these people as well, because she called me over from the get-go. Like she was the one called me over to the sewer drain. I mean the yeah, and I owe her a card. I know she can stand up because she stood up and watched me get beat down this whole time. So I don't know why he's carrying her. I'd make her walk. You can't talk, but you can at least walk. All right, let's see what's going on. Um, where are we?
Where are we?
In an abandoned subway station, I guess.
Who's that guy?
Do you know who that man is?
I have no idea. He just told me we had to follow him. So, what do we do now?
Looks like we don't have much choice. Let's follow him.
Blindly, huh? You just blindly follow this guy. I don't like this Indigo child because when I lost, you watched the Oracle just grab you and walk away. So it's like you were willing to doom humanity and not even at least try and help me when I was getting
Welcome
beat
to the
up.
camp of the Invisibles, Lucas. Come and take a seat by the fire.
Don't mind if I do. The Invisibles, eh? I guess you're invisible because nobody cares about you.
You call yourself the Invisibles?
Many of us are homeless. Though we're scattered
Figure.
throughout every city, no one ever notices us. This allows us to see without being seen, and pursue our mission without attracting attention.
You have a mission too, huh?
You're the ones who sent me that email on Kirsten, aren't you?
And normally, we never intervene directly, but it seemed necessary to help you see that Lucas wasn't really guilty of murder. We thought that you might ultimately help him in his mission.
So there's another another group of supernatural beings who watched me kill an innocent human and did absolutely nothing. Okay. Um, the Indigo Child. No, Agatha.
There's another clan besides the Orange Clan, isn't there? The thing that took on Agatha's form wanted the child too.
We've only recently become aware of the Purple Clan. We know almost nothing about them. We suspect that some AIs acquired a sort of consciousness using the net during the 80s. They want
AIs?
the Indigo Child in order to become the dominant life form on the planet. First the dinosaurs, then man, now artificial intelligence.
You have to be kidding me. Indigo Child.
What do you know about the Indigo Child?
She's a perfectly pure child whose soul has never been incarnated. Her coming has been awaited since the dawn of time.
She's never been incarnated, but I held her in my arms. She watched me die. Get beat up. Carla's holding her right now, but she was never incarnated? Alright, so what's the prophecy anyway?
What is the message of the prophecy?
It announces the birth of the Indigo Child. The child will have the answer to all questions, and the one who hears her message will have access to infinite power. But if the child has not been heard before the final countdown, humanity will cease to exist.
Is that an AK? About the Orange Clan, my guy.
Who is really behind the Orange Clan?
Nobody knows for sure. It's said that there are five to control the world. Administration, police, army, finance, the media. They control everything. Over the centuries, the Orange Clan has built an empire that runs the entire world.
So, what do we do now?
We must bring the Indigo Child to a source of the chroma. That's where she'll deliver her message and complete the prophecy.
Where do we find this chroma source?
There are only 3 known to exist on the planet. The closest could be found on an old military base called Wichita.
Wichita? That's where I was born. My parents were scientists. They were working for the government.
Yeah, and that explains many things. In the 50s, an artifact was discovered that was not of human origin. It turned out to be a chroma source. We must bring the Indigo Child there as quickly as possible, before she wastes away and dies without having delivered her message.
When do we leave?
In 2 hours. The time it'll take to finish preparations on your vehicle and to find you enough gasoline. It seems likely that the Orange and Purple clans will be waiting for you at Wichita. They will stop at nothing to prevent you from uniting the child with the artifact. We will take care of the child and give her a bit of chroma to help her hang on. There are some mattresses in the wagon back there. I suggest you get some rest before you have to leave. You have a long journey ahead of you. Tomorrow may well be the last day of the human race.
How much you want to bet that this information that this child is going to give is I mean, that would allow you to control
I'm
the
dead
world.
tired, Carla. I'm gonna take Bogart's advice and get some sleep.
I don't think I can sleep right now. I'm gonna wander around a bit and join you later.
I'll bet that information is like how to create a weapon that like does mind control or something. So you're gonna walk around a bit, pick up that gun. There's nothing back there. We just came from back there.
An old radio. If I could get it to work, maybe I could get some news from up top. Seems to be in pretty good shape. Just need some batteries and an antenna.
Is this supposed to be a side quest or a main quest? Thank you, I needed that. So the Indigo Child apparently incarnates into a little girl, but is never incarnated. Or maybe they say that because this girl doesn't have long to live before she withers away and dies. But I mean, it's still there. Like a soul who's never been incarnated. That's ridiculous. Wait a minute.
An iron rod. This'll work as an antenna for the radio.
Alright, now we just need some batteries. But I was just thinking, maybe that sergeant, maybe he's part of the Orange Clan. That's why he chewed us out for not catching Lucas. So where would I find a battery? Can't go any further than this. Or maybe the battery doesn't spawn until I place the antenna down. And funny enough, that's been a long running theory for a while, that the government's being controlled by a secret society, and, well, the secret society controls all of the major governments on the planet.
I need some batteries and an antenna to have any chance of this thing working.
You mean just some batteries? I like their music though. Hey, you got some batteries? Any of y'all have batteries? Can't talk to him. I would like to see. I would like to see if I can find batteries somewhere and listen to what's going on the surface before I go to bed. But I don't know. There's nothing down there. So if there are any batteries somewhere, it would have to be over here, where everybody else is. No?
How's she doing?
She's finally asleep. She doesn't have much strength left. I did what I could, but she needs a chroma source real bad.
An alien spacecraft crashing, I mean, being brought to a military base. Rings a couple of bells, I'll say that much. Alright, so looks like I'm not going to be able to find the batteries anywhere. I searched all over this place, and I can't find the batteries. Maybe I was supposed to have some beforehand, I don't know. But, oh wait a minute.
Flashlights. I'm gonna steal the batteries out of one for the radio.
Lion brand, eh? Alright, so let's find out what's going on the surface now that everyone's seen this yellow creature from the purple clan.
There we go. Should work now.
Two-thirds of the country are completely without power this morning. Residents are chopping up wood wherever they can find it in an effort to keep warm. In a few days, the planet will revert to the Stone Age. Only a few cities can still count on...
The government has declared a Level 1 state of emergency. The Army has been deployed throughout the nation to discourage looting and protect those unable to remain in their homes due to the cold. Several 100,000 men have been attached to emergency services in order to...
All the oceans of the globe are now almost entirely frozen over. The Atlantic Ocean is closing up, and there are only a few hundred miles in the middle of the Pacific which haven't been covered over by the ice flow. If the temperature continues to fall, it seems likely...
And I'm telling you the truth!
Apocalypse. The future of the world is going to be decided tomorrow at Wishida.
Alright, so I cut that last message out simply because it's ridiculous. It's in every apocalyptic scenario, from zombies to alien invasions. It was an Independence Day. There's always, there always has to be some preacher saying, talking about the end times, and it's not necessary. I don't understand why people would continuously, I don't understand. Yeah, we're gonna have to end it here. I don't understand why, like, or how you go from explaining the situation. Apparently, this cold Arctic apocalypse is being brought on by the Orange Clan or one of the clans, and of course they start explaining that rioting and looting is going on because it's so cold that everything's freezing over, and people are just trying to find wood to start fires so that they can stay warm. It's so cold, in fact, according to the messages on the radio, that the oceans are literally freezing over. Not lakes, not rivers, but literally the oceans, like the Pacific and the Atlantic, are literally freezing over. That's how cold it is on this planet. Um, and they started explaining how the military was stretched across the entire country to prevent looting from happening. And to protect those who can't, stay in their homes because it's too cold. Two things I didn't understand about the messages from the radio. One, I don't understand how you drop back to the Stone Age. Like, you might be devoid of electricity or whatnot due to the freezing cold and stuff, but you're still not dropped down to the Stone Age. That's the first thing. But the second thing, and I'm definitely cutting this out, but yeah, there was a preacher talking about the end times and this Arctic apocalypse is God's quote unquote second flood incident, like He did with Noah, and this is God's divine punishment or whatnot. And um, to me, I personally feel like that's unnecessary. So uh, I won't have any part in that. But another interesting thing is the Purple Clan is possibly um, an AI race or a machine race. So it looks like they're covering all of the conspiracy theories in this one game. Um, they're covering which something everyone's already been saying is still saying to this day is that one day machines are going to take over and they're gonna either enslave or eliminate humans. Now it's not clear what or who the Orange Clan is, but I know they're not synthetic. They are um, organic beings of some kind that are able to live for thousands of years. And the Oracle noticed the Purple Clan member or whatnot, and he watched everything happen. And apparently, this Purple Clan is not as strong as you would think because they had to work in the shadows and use Lucas in order to find the Oracle. I guess because they couldn't, handle the Orange Clan who has control over all of the major governments in the world. So that's where we are right now. We managed to get. I got beat down, or Lucas got beat down, in order to save the Indigo Child, and we finally found out what the prophecy is. Apparently, the prophecy is that the Indigo Child will find a chromosource, and the prophecy is whoever the Indigo Child speaks to, because apparently this is a child that does not talk, because it's the bearer of a soul that has not been incarnated. It's never been incarnated. So that too includes the theory of reincarnation. So it's like a whole bunch of conspiracy theories in here. And that's another reason why I'm not lumping in the end times, uh, the end times message that the preacher was saying, because that is not a conspiracy theory. But anyways, the child is um, not able to speak, but when she finds the chromosource, she can speak to someone. Whoever she speaks to will have unimaginable power and the ability to control what happens to the planet and the human race for the next apparently 10,000 years. So again, this doesn't kind of make sense that this happens every 10,000 years. I'm sure that that might be some kind of Mayan calendar thing. I don't know anything about uh, the Mayan civilization or the Mayan religions other than a few conspiracy theories that I've read about. But um, in the 2012 conspiracy theory was one of them. I know that much. But yeah. So it looks like we're getting to the end or near the end, and it looks like this Washita military base is where everything's gonna go down. And we'll finally get to see what this chroma source is, which I'm betting is gonna be like a flying saucer or something. It's gonna be a disc-shaped saucer, or uh, I don't know, some orb or something. It's gonna be some conspiracy theorist entity of some kind. But it's gonna be interesting to see the end, see what all of my choices ended up doing. So far, I know a lot of my choices have ended up killing Marcus, Tiffany, uh, and I chose to let Tyler go to Florida because, um, like he really wasn't doing anything anyway, and he, despite everything that's happened, if there's anyone in this whole mess that I want to see an aftermath, like after all this is over, uh, I would want it to be Tyler rather than Lucas or Carla because, you know, I feel like he at least deserves it after everything he's been through. But until then, everyone, till I see you again, till the next video, y'all remember one thing, and that is stay blessed.